Integrity Octane Series makes its way to the Magic Mile for round 17 of their season. New Hampshire Motor Speedway plays host to a 151-lap event on this Tuesday night, and after we got our second half of the season going last week, we're looking forward to even more exciting racing. Great to have y'all with me tonight live on FTN. As always, I'm your host for tonight's broadcast, David Kreutz. The 17th round of the season is underway and qualifying is on as well, with Nick Tarbuck leading the way over Cody Smith. It's still on the way in his qualifying run. We've got 2 minutes and 54 seconds remaining to find out who gets it done here before the main event begins. 11 time laps going back to John Steele in the position number 11. And it looks like right now, drivers on the track besides those with times include Ryan Farrell and Sam Nito. So times are still coming up the charts. Cody Smith second on the board. Don Stevenson is third. He's on pit road at the moment. Looks like his qualifying run is over. Ross Cato going to be able to make it down to the inside once again. Very strong run last week, fighting for the race win, able to settle for a nice podium. Number 12 machine looking to fast forward to this week for the Fast Forward Esports crew. Now looking for another race victory. Maybe it can come tonight for the number 12 Mustang. He's scored in second right now in qualifying, only 1,000th of a second off the pole. We'll take it back into pit road after a successful run in qualifying. Now it's between Jorge Canales, Seth Well, and Ryan Farrell all on the way. Brad Patton as well. Looks like 4 drivers still chasing a time here, and one jumps up to the top of the board, and it looks like that will, of course, in whether or not it's going to stay up in front. Nick Tarbuck still has the top spot on the board. Pole position is his by 3/1000ths. But it will not stay that way, of course, if these drivers get anything quicker. There's still enough time to put down a pole position lap. Right now, the 84 machine chasing it, so is Seth Well, and the number 9 machine so close to winning at Nashville, looking to get it done today. Sam Nito, defending winner, looks to have qualified in the 4th position. Strong run for him as well. Number 9 machine going to be able to make it around the circuit to start his second lap. Looks like the 84 going to be done with his first. Seth Well goes up to 6th on his first run. 1 minute and now counting down to conclude this qualifying session. Number 9 machine still good right now to make it all work out. Now going to have to put the power down, go for broke. Good solid top 5 start just outside of. Still going to be the top 10 either way. He'll run up the track, get that second groove going. Now get that nice exit he needs. Coming out of corner number 4, Seth Well goes from 6th on the board all the way up to the pole position by 35/1000ths of a second. Seth Well gets it done with his Napa know-how, and the 9 machine gets his first pole position of the second half. Now he's up in front, track position, a big deal at New Hampshire. That might be the way things stay for the entirety of this race. And as the 9 comes through once again on your frame, Seth Well going to be your pole sitter for tonight's event. Number 9 going to despawn from the circuit. A very successful qualifying run for him that puts that 9 on the top of the board. And without further ado, New Hampshire Motor Speedway going to have the cars come back, and this time it's going to be for second practice, but in a few minutes, the main event will begin, and with it, we'll see 151 laps of hard charging racing. The ovals, they've been awesome this season, and the Magic Mile, it's a very unique one. We're sure to see some racing that will be memorable for the remainder of this season. Without further ado, let's get to it when it comes to your starting grid. Over 20 drivers in the field, and as it stands, only one on the coveted pole position, and that's going to be the number 9 machine. Seth Well gets it done with his brand new number. The 9 gets it done for the Napa Auto Parts crew. 30.909 inside of row number 1 on the pole. Right next to him, going to be Nick Tarbuck in the number 4, 30.944 for him. Second spot outside of row number 1 with Ross Cato backing up a very strong run of the Nashville SuperSpeedway. Looking to be position number 3 on the grid. 30.947 puts him inside of row number 2. Ryan Farrell going to be 4th with a 30.981 on the board, and Sam Nito, defending winner, will be the man who rounds out your top 5 inside of row number 3, 30.981. Cody Smith 6th on the board has a 31.021, and Brad Patton in 7th has a 31.052, with Don Stevenson in position number 8, Jacob Fife in 9th. Finally, to round out your top 10, recent pole sitter at Nashville, Nicholas Ward in the 10th spot with a 31.136. Going on to the outside of the top 10 range, it's going to be Alan Dobbs who leads it off. Dobbs going to be in 11th with a 31.176, and Tom Wetmore with 3 wins on the season puts himself in 12th outside row 6 with a 31.303. Bobby Ross going to be 13th in the inside of row number 7, 31.352 puts him there in the number 44 machine, while Kyle Cooper's number 73 is scored in 14th with a 31.362. Alan Rowell get a round out in the top 15 with a 31.504 inside of row number 8, and John Steele will be in 16th, the final man with a time lap tonight. Number 22 Chevy Camaro puts it there with a 31.618. All of the drivers do not have official times on the board. It's going to be 17th for Guillermo Alvarez. Number 37 machine of Trevor Drago will be scored 18th. It's going to be Jorge Canales in number 84 in 19th, and then going to be Randy Flash 20th spot. And outside of the top 20, we have nobody. 10 rows, 20 drivers, and it will be a Randy Flash 20th last riding shotgun in tonight's starting grid, round 17 from New Hampshire. And 2 minutes remain on the warm-up board. As it stands, New Hampshire packed with drivers once again. It's going to be a fantastic show. Of course, the Magic Mile bringing the action to us here in the virtual Loudon, New Hampshire. And as we speak of the track, how's about we give you a bit more information on your screen? There's a lot to know about this circuit. Here's our FTN track information for the night. New Hampshire Motor Speedway, Loudon, New Hampshire, as we mentioned, a 4-turn oval with a length just over 1 mile per circuit, coming in at 1.7 kilometers. The track's been open for just over 30 years, opened in 1990, and has been in use in the NASCAR Cup Series ever since that point. Race lap record not set in stock cars, but instead in Indy cars with Scott Dixon at it with a 22.348. That is not going to be possible to see tonight, but certainly going to see some quick laps all throughout the field. Every driver only spread out in qualifying by just over a second. Your FTN race rundown will give you more of the picture here tonight in specific. 151 laps coming in at 158.7 miles. No fast repairs or automatic repair as always in this league. Of course, NASCAR Cup Series Next-Gens, the Chevys, the Fords, and the Toyotas, all of which going to be used in tonight's race. Stage break at lap 60, then we go from there, hopefully without any other break. Most recent winner, he's on your frame right now, that's Sam Nito in the number 2, looking to go back-to-back with a brand new paint scheme, representing the beautiful Chrome Verizon number 2 Penske number, and it looks like he's going to go for a spin right in front. The other drivers getting their final practice laps in. That's your FTN race rundown before the race gets going. And we'll put the ticker right back up on your screen. A warm-up is all but over. And Brad Patton, by 27 thousandths of a second, looks to be the fastest driver here in second practice with a lap time besting the field here, 30.98 on the board. And Patton getting it done here in second practice, a lot of speed. 10 drivers taking times going back to Alan Dobbs, 4/10ths back. The field is close on pace tonight, so look out for some absolute exciting racing. 20 drivers going to be on the grid and loading in as we speak. Sam Nito, one of which you just got in, Nick Tarbuck 2. And now as the drivers populate the grid, it's going to be one action-packed night. Action, a big thing here at New Hampshire. We've seen it in different ways. It's a bit more challenging to pass at New Hampshire. Minimal banking, the low line is usually the best line, but some drivers have tried to take it even lower. We've seen, as of recent on iRacing, a brand new trend of sorts. Drivers take it down to the apron to get a bit more grip and a bit more distance cut out. It seems to be just enough of an advantage to make a proper run for the race lead if you make it all work. You got to hit your marks. It is a challenge to make it happen. Able to master that strategy, we might see the apron become the preferred groove in tonight's race. That remains to be seen though. The low line is most often the way to go. minimal banking throughout the entirety of the circuit. You gotta be perfect. Want to maintain that lead, and tires will matter a lot as well. We've been hearing most recently the next-gen package for short tracks, it's much looser than it used to be, so drivers having a bit of trouble holding on to their cars as runs go on, tires begin to get worn. Maybe tonight we'll see a bit more of that. We've seen it especially recently. New Hampshire last week on Wednesday night in the 4-0 Cup Series, they suffered from that issue. It could happen once again. However, smaller field size here, the opportunity for chaos maybe a little less so. This first 60-lap run is due to tell the tale. We'll find out whether or not these drivers have any need to be concerned after this run is through. The number 9 machine, sparkling as always, and with a brand new number, Seth Well looks to get his first points-paying win ever since halfway break put into effect. It's been since May. Seth Well has not won in this league besides the All-Star race, looking to break that points-paying drought, and tonight, why not? The Magic Miles under green, and the race is on. 151 laps, round 17, New Hampshire's underway. And lap 1 concluded, your leader is still the same. It's the number 9 machine of Seth Well out in front, 2 laps in at 151. Side by side for second, going to be Nick Tarbuck up high, Ross Cato right down low, and Sam Nito now looking to be in the picture as well. He's in the 4th spot now, laying low with the number 12. 2 Mustangs working with each other here. Take it down to the bottom groove. Rest of your field still intact here, side by side. Nicholas Ward is with Jacob Fife, and Randy Fiash now round out the grid. Looks like the number 9 team machine not able to get a good start, but he's on his way nevertheless. 3 laps in out of 151, and it's Seth Well up in front. Rest of your drivers begin to get single filed out here. Looks like it's going to become troublesome to pass. Wetmore going to be side by side with Don Stevenson. It's Guillermo Alvarez who loses some time, and so does Nicholas Ward as the 51 takes it down and in on the 47. Yellow flags out, and it looks to be for Ryan Farrell. Farrell's around, and it looks like, thankfully, he does not tag anyone else. The caution out for the first time, 3 laps in. Ryan Farrell going to be the first cause of your yellow flags tonight. Take an FTN instant replay. Number 93, right there in the Amico machine, making it down the backstretch. This is 30 seconds ago, so going to have a little bit of time before we get the wreck. He going through 3, loses it. He's able to keep it together for the most part, then spins it right back. Safety yellow. Did seem he almost had it saved, but then it got it back out of control. 93, able to get it back with minimal damage on the back end of the car. Live on FTN, once again, it's Ryan Farrell, the first cause of the caution. And as we said just a few minutes ago, this is a loose package. The short tracks, they're struggling here with the next gens. One driver already falls victim. Seth Well out in front. Rest of your field still going to be intact here. 20 drivers all on the track. Now we have a few drivers down to pit road. Trevor Trago going to be one of which. Canales, Ryan Farrell, Randy Fiash, all these drivers making it at the same time. Looks like the 83 machine already on his way. Warms up the tires, going back and forth. Another driver that looks to be on the move is his teammate, Jorge Canales. And finally, Randy Fiash taking him out with him. So 5 laps in. Got our first run to pit road. Consists of 5 drivers. Rest of your field still on the original stint. It actually looks like Trevor Trago still on his original tires. That just changed. So now the back part of the field, the back quarter of the field that is, all on a new set. Goodyear rubber already. Michael Dwell in chat, thank you for stopping by. Great to have you here. Second half of the season, just getting started, and it has been exciting so far, but early yellow flag, and hopefully we get the flag racing back on the way. Seth Well leading it with Nick Tarbuck. Side by side once again. It looked to be no contest up in front. Number 9 machine has the opportunity to break away and get the win. Last time we went racing at New Hampshire live on FTN, James Thurston won the race he was in, the 4 Cup Series event last week. 130 laps. He won it by a margin of 15 and a half seconds. Only 8 drivers remained on the lead lap that day, and the number 9 machine, driven by Andrew Cootie in that league, with a very similar paint scheme, came home in second. Right now, the number 9 machine carrying the Napa banner. Maybe it's going to be the yellow, white, and blue that comes out not as the bridesmaid, as the winner tonight. Number 9 machine, pace car. They're going to be almost inseparable so far. Now is the time to see if we can get a green flag running and change that back. 6 laps in, iRacing official pace car drops right through, and the green flag's back underway. We're back under it here in New Hampshire. And Seth Muell able to jump away there with Tarbuck getting right back in second, and Ross Cato there in third. Cody Smith going to be side by side now with the number 2 machine of Sam Nito. Side by side, multiple layers deep. And if you take a look off the quarter panel view here, you can see pressure is on. Brad Patton trying to work his way up high. Got the 18 machine of Cody Smith right down low. Side by side, multiple layers deep, and the 18 machine not able to get away just yet. Looks like a minor scuff there on the wheel well of that right rear. Side by side, that's what it's going to give to you. Number 2 machine trying to give and take just a bit. Get up to that position number 3. Ross Cato still side by side with nobody at the moment. He sees behind him it's Cody Smith and Sam Nito going at it once again. Brad Patton, who's been able to make effective use of the high side all season long, sees the yellow flags out for the second time. It's Kyle Cooper this time through, and the 73 brings out the second yellow of the night. 9 laps in, caution number 2. Here's an instant replay. Let's see what happened. And the 73, Kyle Cooper going to be down low on Jacob Fife. Bobby Ross right there. Looks like the 73 slots in nicely. Going through turn 3. Once again, that's where it catches. Number 73 out. Same as the previous incident, and the caution flies for the exact same reason. Just a different driver. Kyle Cooper pushes the limit a bit too much. Second yellow flag is immediately back out on the track. Go back to our live feed here on FTN. It is Kyle Cooper, cause of the second yellow. Immediately after Ryan Farrell's caution brings us down to the yellow flag once again. Seth Muell leads the way. Nick Tarbuck is in second, and it is Ross Cato in third. Top 3 drivers have remained relatively stagnant all race long. Opportunities to pass have not been major just yet. Front row, that's for has not changed all night long points. And 10 laps in out of 60 for our first stage, that is. 2 yellow flags. I would have expected only 2 yellow flags in the entire stage, not the first 10 laps. Pretty dicey right now when it comes to whether or not there's a chance to go all the way under green. I would think it would be a certainty the way these guys have been racing as of recent, but now that's not the case. 10 laps in, it's uncertain all throughout the field. Trevor Drago on a 5-lap stint himself. Now, Farrell comes down once again. So does Jorge Canales, Kyle Cooper, Randy Fiash. Now, strategy is split 3 ways. Most of your field on a 10-lap run, 1 driver on a 5-lap run, and then the remainder of your drivers are on a brand set. 17 laps in, we're seeing already changes in strategy. Maybe they're all gearing up for the long run if we get it. Right now, though, the number 9 machine knows one thing. As everything, it is the pace. He knows he's got it. He absolutely can retain it. Just depends whether or not he's got it for the remainder of this night. It looks like right now the conditions are in his favor on the track. Could change as the day goes on. Hopefully, doesn't change all too much for these drivers. Already tricky as is, with the sun beaming down. Track getting warmer and warmer with drivers putting down more rubber. It's going to become trickier to get under constant conditions. As a driver, you'll have to change the way you do it lap after lap, make improvements or adjustments. They'll end up like a 93 or 73 as they bring out the first 2 yellows going through in turn number 3. High side's been a bit tricky there. The low line has been king, and Seth Muell knows that from experience. Down low, the pace car goes once again. Second restart on your way here from New Hampshire. And Sethwell breaks away once again. Rest of the field still going to be right there intact. Double file. It's going to be number 1 and number 2 side by side. And they make it down for the even dozen. 12 laps in out of a total of 151. Sam Needle going to be working his way right down under. Brad Patton still going to try to make it work up high. Been treacherous up there before. You got to be very patient on that higher lane. It looks like the number 1 machine able to keep it dead even at the end of 12. Make it lap 13. Still side by side, working on that higher lane. Does not want to get pushed up the track, trying to make the optimal line work. At the same time, he's got Sam Needle right under him. It is tricky. Not a lot of room on this track. Very narrow. Got to be precise if you're in the number 1 position. Similar battles coming through the field. Brad Patton going to be ahead of this one with Jacob Fife and Bobby Ross. Ross going to be up high, and it's going to be Brad Patton to the wall. 3 wide, almost 4, and they get by the number 1 machine easily, but it could have been much, much worse. Heads up driving all throughout the field to avoid a near wreck in the number 1 machine. Brad Patton almost goes around there, and luckily he does not. That's what's going to keep these drivers back. Main flag conditions. 14 laps in out of 151. Don Stevenson right down low as well, trying to chop it in. He's going to slide. 37 makes contact. Stevenson's up the track. And as we mention him, the number 47 gets caught up in turn 3. That brings out the 3rd yellow flag of the night. Ricky, turn 3, and it has caught 3 drivers. It looks like almost 4. Let's take an instant replay and find out what happened. Number 22 machine might have been involved in his own incident at the same time. And right down low, and you can see he just runs up the track a little bit. That's going to lose him all that he's got. The grip is absolutely gone. 22 goes down low and spins at the same time, avoiding the wreck. Don Stevenson brings out caution number 3. Another driver gets loose at the end of turn 3. It has been almost impossible to make it by for most of these drivers in the middle of the field, and another driver getting caught up in the madness. Go live once again. Number 47 of Stevenson has major damage nowhere. Looks like only some tire scuffing. Be good to keep on racing as the number 9 machine of Seth Noel the way. 9 laps in, we passed that point. Make it 16 now. The number 9 machine has been indomitable, but he has not had all too much competition to deal with. Yellow flags, they've come out multiple times over already. 16 laps in, we have seen 3 of them. We're on pace, of course, unrealistically speaking, to have 30 yellow flags on this race. Is almost impossible the way this league has been, but 3 yellow flags in 16 laps, not looking good for these drivers. The only thing that's good for them, minimum damage, because they have gone around due to just losing it on no grip in the tire. It has not been any wrecks in specific causing these yellow flags. Nothing all too sort of extreme. Cars, tires losing grip, losing traction. That will take drivers around and cause the automatic yellow to be waved. Happens once again. Seth Noel leads the way. Pit road is closed. And pace car leave once again. Get them back racing at lap number 18. Number 9 in first, Nick Tarbuck in second, Ross Cato's going to be in third, and the number 18 of Cody Smith is in position number 4. Field comes through once again to get the race back on the way. Looks like now big trouble has been turn 3 all night long. No denying that these guys are having a bit of trouble getting through without pushing it a bit too far. The question is, have they learned their lesson? Great incidents of a similar nature, and they've all been single car wrecks. That is one thing to note. Every incident so far tonight that's caused the caution has been just about exactly the same. Seth Noel does not want to fall victim to it up in front. It has been the track position story that's gotten him the lead. As we come down to restart number 3, he'll keep it. Green flags out once again. Restart number 3 gonna bring us back to green in Loudon. 18 laps in, Seth Noel's got himself an advantage once more. Ross Cato going to be Nick Tarbuck here. Jacob Fife going to be in the mix as well. Working their way down the backstretch, it all remains the same. Number 97 there with the number 93. Side by side, back of the field. No trouble just yet. Go up to the second groove. It looks like it's a bit safer up there for these drivers to work with what they got. make it through off corner exit. Now, going to be a side-by-side battle right ahead of them. Guillermo Alvarez and Alan Dobbs. Now Dobbs going to be working on Brad Patton. Patton drifts up high, gives him a bit more room. Now Bobby Ross gets contact and rubs up the track. The number 44 does. Now, the backstretch going to see the separation of two packs. Jacob Fife hanging on with your first pack of 7 drivers. Sethwell leads it, and they're side-by-side big for position number 3. Wetmore going to go down low. They were 3 wide for a moment, and now he's got himself a good run. The 51 chasing the 3rd spot. Nearly got it from Cody Smith. Smith had a shot to make it happen there, was not able to take it all the way. Now the 51 machine finds himself in trouble, has to work through once again without much help. Sam Nito lifted up the circuit that time by Nick Tarbuck. They almost went around up in front. That would have been disastrous. Would have been a track blocker the way things were looking. Luckily for all the drivers in the front of the field and the back, they all keep it together. Race remains under green. Brad Patton in the wall. Big time. Farrell's in the wall too. No yellow, but that's a big incident nevertheless. I think it's the biggest we've seen tonight so far. As we take an FTN instant replay, Brad Patton snacks the wall and big. He's going to take a few drivers there with him. Instant replay going to show you 3 wide with Bobby Ross and Kyle Cooper. Patton down low. Does not have room. He comes up into Bobby Ross. Makes contact. Ryan Farrell gets involved as well. Farrell loses more spots. It goes from bad to worse for him. His second incident that he's been involved in tonight. Once again, drivers shoving each other up the track, and it brings no yellow flag this time. Does certainly bring a hindrance to multiple drivers and their runs. Back live once more in the Brad Patton machine up in front of the 12th spot. Bethwell up in front of the field. Number 9 machine has a 1-second advantage as it stands, and he is only getting quicker. Lap after lap, 9 takes it down once again to make a lap number 23. Ross Cato chasing him in 2nd, and Cody Smith in 3rd. Wetmore in position number 4. And Wetmore going to drift up the track that time by, able to save it, but the wheel work there is evident. Take a look in the cockpit of number 51. We're looking outside of it. Now take a look at the wheel work from Wetmore himself. The 51 tries to keep movement minor, slightly jerks it back and forth between the left and the right, mostly left on this turn. Gotta make a few counter adjustments to make sure he gets through there as quick as he can. Nice running for number 51 of Tom Wetmore. Currently scored in the 4th position. Still room to improve in that number 51. Cody Smith in 3rd, Ross Cato in 2nd, and Seth 12 in 1st. Top 5 drivers separated by 2.5 seconds, going back to defending winner in Sam Nito. Nito looking good to have a chance to go back-to-back once again. It was a strategy call that got him the win most recently at Nashville. Sethwell, who had the pace to battle him all night long, was on a different strategy. Had to come to pit row late in the going. That's what cost him the chance to keep on fighting on very old tires. Just had to come in due to fuel mileage concerns. But number 2 right now looking solid once again. Brand new paint scheme for him, and it looks like he'll be keeping himself once again inside the top 5. Blinks out just a bit, no worries. He's back on the track and continues to contend up in front. Nick Tarbuck and Jacob Fife chasing him down. Fife now looking down to the inside of Nick Tarbuck, does not make the lunge, but does signal that he might want to make a move. Looking on board with the number 36 machine, Tarbuck just ahead of your number 36 and the Triple P Pro Powder and Paint machine. Wants to take it down and in sometime soon. Has now the opportunity to come into the braking zone once again. Turn 3 and 4, Tarbuck slips a bit up high, gets loose. Better exit though for the number 4 machine, and it's going to catch Jacob Fife out and big. Now Fife loses a lot of time. Tarbuck finds himself in 6th position. Stay that way for at least as long as Jacob Fife can't catch up to him. Wetmore going to be there in 4th. The closest battle not up in front any longer. It's instead going to be in the back. Cooper, Farrell, and Nicholas Ward. Nicholas Ward going to be set way up high. He'll lose a lot of time there. Now Don in the fight with the number 93. They'll be side by side with the Amico Ultimate machine working its way up to the top. Stevenson going to be down low. 47 machine's got a shot to get the exit off corner. Doesn't look going to stick all too well, but they'll be side by side at the end of 28 laps. Down and in. 47 machine able to take his position. Ryan Farrell going to have to work his way up high and settle for what he's got. Kyle Cooper still putting pressure in as well. No telling how close the 73 can get if the number 93 machine makes a mistake. There's still a battle to behold here if Kyle Cooper gets that shot. Working about a lane lower each and every lap around. Could be quick enough to get back in there. This time by, coming down to the timing and scoring loop, or was about on pace with Ryan Farrell. Might be able to get a bit quicker though, as he continues to follow the 73's motion. Now that this battle is dissipated for the most part, Guillermo Alvarez trying to work his way into the mind of Jacob Fife. Battling right now for the 7th position. Fife's got it. Guillermo Alvarez, he certainly wants it. And the number 83 machine tries to take it from Jacob. As it stands, no chance just yet. 30 laps in out of 151. Your first stage halfway through. Dominated by Seth Well, but the rest of the field is still up for grabs. Number 95 machine not going to be up in this frame, but the number 83 machine is Jacob Fife's drive still alive. Got himself inside the top 10 firmly, trying to keep himself in range of a top 5 if there's a mistake. Tom Wetmore now is clawing away at Cody Smith's previous advantage ahead of him. Looks like now Wetmore's got the opportunity to make it work, trying to chase down the number 18 machine. They're only separate by about a 10.5 that time by, closing in lap after lap. 31 laps in out of 151. It's now Wetmore working his way down the stretch in 4th. Cody Smith 3rd. Ross Cato in 2nd. 0.7 of a second behind and a bit quicker, but the leader is still Seth Well. Seth going to take it down to the stripe once again, make it lap 32 out of 151. He's now going to time down a few more, putting in great laps up in front of the field. Last time by, it was only he, Ross Cato, and Brad Patton in pace for a 31.5 second lap. They are the fastest 3 drivers on the track, 1st, 2nd, and 9th. Brad Patton, despite the damage you saw him accumulate, he did get into the wall very quick, gaining more and more time on Guillermo Alvarez as we speak. Could get up into the battle between himself, Fife, and Nick Tarbuck. Knows what this number 1 can do. Brad Patton, working his way off exit once again, has another quick lap, dead even with the lap that Seth Well had. So he would be battling for the race lead if he had the track position. Looks to be one of the fastest drivers on the circuit without any way to doubt that. 33 laps in, if Brad gets some track position, there's a chance he'll come home with the race victory. Now Patton finds himself in 9th, Alan Dobbs in 10th. Looks like Trevor Trago in position number 11 and number 37. He finds himself involved in a bit of a battle. He'll go down to the inside on Alan Dobbs. This is top 10 positions, and now the 37 lunges in as the caution flies for Alan Rawell. Rawell in the 20th position, down and around, and the yellow flag flies once again. And 34 laps in, Rawell loses it once again. A driver getting caught in between the corners. Looks like it's going to be between 3 and 4 for the 4th time tonight. Instant replay will show you what's going on. Alan Rawell going to be going through turn 3, gets loose, trying to chase down Randy Fiash, finds himself almost in the wall, does not hit anyone. Safety yellow, caution flag flies nonetheless. Just like that, Rawell going to fall 1 lap down. Drivers on the lead lap pass him by. Now the number 43 machine right behind your pace car. Seth Well still leads the way. 35 laps in out of 151. No contest so far for the number 9, looking to take home another race victory on the season. Pole sitter dominance has been evident here. Hampshire, get that top spot in qualifying. There's a chance you can take it home. So the race over. Right now, pit road going to be occupied. Only one driver not going through. That's going to be Cody Smith. Now followed by Seth Well. It looks like it's going to be Sam Nito on the track with Guillermo Alvarez. Pit road, it is active. And the number 9 machine now right there. Pit lane going to be packed up right now. Cody Smith going to be your current race leader. Seth Well looking to win the race off pit road. 4 tires and fuel is the expected stop out of all these drivers. 9 machine up ahead, 1 driver on the way, but it's Seth Well winning off pit road. He's going to be able to beat the number 12 of Ross Cato, then Tom Wetmore, Nick Tarbuck, Jacob Fife, Brad Patton, Alan Dobbs, Trevor Trago, Kyle Cooper, Randy Fiash, and then Jorge Canales. Finally coming out there with them, it's John Steele, John Stevenson. That's your picks off of pit road. Most drivers are up in front or in the back, depending on where they were coming in. Seth Well wins off pit road once again. Got the 12 right there with them, though. Wetmore as well, going to be able to make up a few spots. Nick Tarbuck, 8th, comes out just behind the 5th one on pit road. Jacob Fife there as well. Brad Patton now rounds out your top 10 for the McConey Setup Shop. McConey Setup Shop is the official sponsor of eNASCAR, and they're having themselves a race of the Magic Mile tonight as well. McConey Setup Shop 101 running at the exact same time right now. Shorter race, higher stakes there. Certainly going to be another exciting one to watch out for. Watch it back after tonight's over here in the Integrity Racing League. Going to be a longer race here. Some more can play out. That is for certain. With the eNASCAR umbrella growing, and it is growing rapidly. If you'd like to be part of the fun in the eNASCAR world, sign up for the official eNASCAR newsletter to find out all the current information about eNASCAR. There are many special events they run throughout the year, virtually and physically. They got a proud partnership with iRacing. Looks like they're traveling their eNASCAR hauler to more than half of the Cup Series locations on the schedule this season. Find out if your most local NASCAR Cup Series event is eligible for such a hauler. There are many tracks that are traveling out to that sort of hauler. They got many special NASCAR events, fastest lap leaderboards, giving out iRacing codes. A lot of action can be seen on the eNASCAR scene. Find out more by getting the official QR code of the eNASCAR newsletter. Come back to the racing action. One thing is for certain, Cody Smith taking a gamble. 38 laps in, he looks to be going for stage here as 38 out of 60 on the first stage. Time is running out. The iRacing official pace car up in front of the field, looking to give these drivers a chance to come home. Maybe under green, maybe under yellow. That remains to be seen. Right now, first stage is still the big talking number 18 machine. Right down low, that's Cody Smith. Got Sam Nito up top there with them. Guillermo Alvarez, he's in third, waiting in the wings. A chance for a brand new battle at the front of the field. We will see who got it done as the green flag flies out for the 4th restart of the night. The pace car's in, and Cody Smith leads for the first time under green. And now they're going to be diving in deep. Nicholas Ward goes right up high as Cody Smith with a race lead. He's got a big advantage as the rest of the field gets clogged up on corner entry. Now, everyone else trying to pick up the pieces. Seth Well dives down low on Guillermo Alvarez. He's got it down to the apron, and it looks like he'll take that absolute lowest line and trying to make it work for a position or two. Off a corner exit once again. Well going to be side by side with Nicholas Ward, but Alvarez maintains third. Top two drivers remain their positions as well. Now going to be side by side for the podium places. Going to be almost touching there, door banging time after time. And now it's going to be Seth Well independent in that number 3 position. Wetmore facing him down at the same time. Wetmore's got Guillermo Alvarez down to his outside, but nothing's going to come of it. The 8 going to have to lay off and lay back. 51 now chases the 9 as the rest of the field continues their action-packed battle. Ross Cato going to be on the higher side of Jacob Fife. Fife hardly has the room to take it down and in for a lunge. Does not stick it enough to make a pass. We'll have to wait until the next opportunity for 3 and 4 as the drivers come through the corners once again. Cato going to be right there. Got a shot to go for Nicholas Ward this time by Seth Well. Now trying to go for the second spot. He's going to see the leading battle is heating up side by side for lead. It almost is. Sam Nito takes position number 1 and blocks Seth Well as soon as he can. Riding up over your current race leader, your former race leader, chasing him down at the same time, and they'll be side by side off corner exit that time through. To no avail. Wells is going to have to let off. Number 2 of Sam Nito. Stay on the loud pedal if he wants to keep that position. Wetmore there in third. There's a chance he comes through for a position, but it does not look like it's going to be able to happen this time by Well, dives it deep. He's got a run. Is it good? It looks like it is. Rocket launch. And now you got a new race leader with a new man fighting for second. 1-2, it could be the 9 and the 51 as they come through lap number 43. Wetmore now takes second. Tito gonna have to pick up the pieces. Finds himself continuously shuffled back throughout the field. 51 machine gonna be down low. Number 2 up high. They're double file once again. Very loose it's going to be for the Verizon number 2. He saves it, and he keeps the race under green. That's the save he's going to remember all race long. Thankfully, keeps it together off a corner exit. Corner 4 has been treacherous, but it's clear now. The old tires are falling apart. Faded back immediately down to 5th. Chased for 6th. Now, driver's trying to get into the number 2's head. He's already up high. He's already very loose. Traction is being lost lap after lap. Not going to be easy for him to sustain the position he's in the wall that time by. And now Ross Cato takes it 3 wide. Going to try to lunge it deep on the number 2. Wide nonetheless. Jacob Fife going to be right up high. 18's in the middle. Double file. Now it's going to be Cody Smith and Ross Cato as the number 36 of Jacob Fife makes it through once again. Tito gets in a 5th. Brad Patton getting 4th with Nick Tarbuck in 3rd. Now it's going to be Wetmore and Seth Well dueling for the race lead. 45 laps in out of 151. Now, Wells got the lead once again. He did go for the new tires and decided to get that out of the way instead of going immediately for track position. And it still has paid off. The 9 machine is still the fastest driver on the racing circuit. Got himself Tom Wetmore to worry about too. Nick Tarbuck is in 3rd. Brad Patton's in 4th. And Sam Nito now going to see Jacob Fife go down low on him. Another driver going to get by. And Ross Cato makes it a 2 for 1. Almost off a corner exit. And sealing a deal, Ross Cato does. Now, former race leader drops down into the 7th spot. And your former pole sitter tonight still up in the lead. Looks like it's worked out better taking the tires than not. The only other drivers on the strategy have fallen back even further. Now, Cody Smith finds himself in 10th. It's going to be the driver of the number 97, Nicholas Ward, is in 16th. Alan Rawell is in 20th and last. Looks like taking the tires was the big call for strategy. It worked out quite well for the guys up in front. 4-car breakaway going back to Brad Patton. Rest of your field not look to be in sight at all. 48 laps in out of 151. And Seth Well breaking through, gets the lead once again and trying to take him all the way end of the first stage. And stage number 1, 48 laps in out of 60. It has been all about the number 9 machine. So far, looking good for this Napa know-how machine. He's got the know-how to take the lead back once again. Tom Wetmore, though, knows he's had the chance to beat Wetmore, of course. He sometimes has beaten himself over, but tonight, he's looking to beat Seth Well once again. He's done it before, looks to have that opportunity once again. Had battles as of recent, not been for the race lead directly. They were fighting up in front at Nashville, but it was, of course, Seth Well who had to pit regardless. That race was not going to be able to sustain the position he had at that moment. Number 9 machine knows that you can't beat yourself up tonight. You got to keep your head down. With racing, the 51 knows that as well. Tonight's not the night to get in your own head. Just got to race the track. Keep yourself on good pace time after time. Lap matters. Just got to be consistent here till it is all over. 50 laps in out of 60 in the first stage. So far, consistency has been key. Drivers in front of the field. Wetmore in 2nd. Nick Tarbuck in 3rd. Brad Patton going to be 4th. And Jacob Fife is in 5th. It's Ross Cato 6th and Sam Nito in 7th. Emerald Alvarez is in 8th with Kyle Cooper 9th. Jorge Canales in 10th. As it stands, it looks like most of your drivers are still racing without much damage on their cars. Going back to 20th, Alan Rawell does not have a dent on it. Goes to show New Hampshire hard to wreck it entirely, but we've certainly seen our fair share of spins already as the race has gone on. Now the number 9 machine only has less than 10 laps to go until the stage is over. The car battle here beginning to form. Brad Patton on the back bumper of Nick Tarbuck trying to make it work. Tarbuck is on the back bumper of Tom Wetmore. Drivers with each other closing in. Both are on the end of the stage. Goes to show they've been aggressive, but how much more aggressive can they get till the night is over? That remains to be seen. Running in second right now, running in the second pack. Good spot to be in, that's for certain. Looks like right now, no ambition to go any higher. Just got to keep yourself in for the long haul. 53 in, most of the top 10 spread out. As a matter of fact, top 10 is spread out by 6 seconds at the moment. Drivers are not all too close together anymore. It was very close early in the going in this run, but now as drivers get more time to settle in lap after lap, the opportunity to go through until the night is over. More important, running aggressively right now. 54 laps in out of 151. Round 17 from New Hampshire has seen dominance so far from the number 9. Tom Wetmore still right there, 1 second away. There is still a chance for him to break through for the race win. Just under 100 laps remaining. Anything could still happen. Number 51 knows that as well. Ross Cato going to be right there in this pack now. Able to gain big, and it looks like the yellow flag comes out either way. Alan Dobbs, it looks like he'll lose the most time, and the 05 machine brings out yellow flag number 5 on the night. Just like that, looks like our stage break gonna come just a bit early. Alan Dobbs, caution flag 5. Let's find out just what happened. Taking a look at it, it's gonna be Dobbs down low, going through 3 and 4. Edging out the number 84, they make contact, and it's going to be Dobbs hooked up the track. That time by, he doesn't get loose. He runs out of room, goes up top, no drivers giving in. Yellow flag going to fall as a result of just that. Now, yellow flag out just before your stage break. Alan Dobbs involved in this one. So is Jorge Canales, and the number 4 machine gets some damage as well. Now, 56 laps in. Pace car is out, and Seth Well, by all accounts, looks to be set to lead lap 60 and win the stage. Just like that, the stage looks to be ending under yellow. It looks like it's going to be just a 1-lap shootout if we go under green. 56 laps in, some drivers coming down the pit road right now. Looks to be Sam Nito coming in with Jorge Canales. So is Cody Smith coming in, Don Stevenson, Alan Dobbs, and then finally in the back of that frame, it looks to be Randy Fiash. Pit road is occupied once again, but looks like now just about 13 drivers stay on the track. Rest of your field comes down and in. 57 laps in out of 151. It looks like we will get another very short restart to end this stage. It will be lap 59 effectively when we go green. We will have, at the very minimum, a 2-lap shootout until the end of lap 60. Stage is still not wrapped up, so it looks like a premature call there. Yellow will not be extended to fit the stage. There'll be another yellow that comes out immediately thereafter. Seth Well gonna have to fight for the stage win once again. Tom Wetmore finds himself in second here with Nick Tarbuck in third, Brad Pattinson fourth, with Jacob Fife in fifth. Top 5 drivers have remained in their formation quite some time here. Very consistent for the most part up in front. Most drivers not having the opportunity, any lunges, much happen. All about consistency and patience. At the moment, aggression might come into play later on in the going. You're at the Magic Mile, you gotta wait until the end for the magic to come into play. 58 laps in, every driver still looking forward to making its checkered flag on the lead lap. Now, 1 lap to green, the pace car will go, and the 5th restart will be underway to decide the winner of your first stage. 17 rounds in, first stage break of the night, just a few laps away. Points battle, it's getting fierce. Drivers beginning to pay attention more to that compared to, of course, race wins individually. Maybe consistency, trying to point their way in. Might get dicey later on with drivers trying to get into the win and your in system. They got to make it in Consistency to keep themselves in the frame. Fifth restart of the night to end the stage. We're back on our way at lap number 59. And Seth Well finds himself up in front of the field, 59 laps in. He's only going to make it through for just about 2 laps. Yellow flag will fall immediately. Brad Patton, big wreck, 73 in the 83. It looks like Kyle Cooper and Guillermo Alvarez. The caution falls, and the yellow flag a bit more immediate than we expected. Just like that, the caution going to be out once more. Guillermo Alvarez looked to be involved. Let's take an instant replay and find out just what caused it. As the 83 lunged in, it looks like it's going to be Tom Wetmore, almost tapped by Brad Patton. Patton then goes around through 1 and 2. Ross Cato taps him. The 83 then gets into Kyle Cooper. They both spin. Yellow flag comes out as a result. 73 machine caught up big time. He's going to be stalled out on the track. Brad Patton gets back on his way. 60 laps in. That's the caution that will end your stage. Looks like just like that. 60 laps in, Brad Patton, Guillermo Alvarez, and Kyle Cooper caused the first caution of stage 2. Technically, bring us to the first restart of the second stage. Seth Well will stay out and will receive the checkered flag for stage number 1. Looks like Seth Well is a stage winner once again, getting it done 60 laps in here in New Hampshire. Now got just over 90 laps to do it. He got the race win overall. He has been dominant so far. Looks like all eyes are on him to complete the job and get it into victory lane once again. It is Seth Well in the first position and Nick Tarbuck in second with Tom Wetmore in third, Jacob Fife in fourth, Ross Cato in fifth, and Bobby Ross in sixth. Alan Dobbs is in position number 7, and Cody Smith for Next Level Racing in position number 8. Next Level Racing, a proud partner of the Integrity Racing League, is offering the champion of the Integrity Octane Series a sim rig worth $2,000 on them. The champion of this series getting it done from the company that brings out high-quality sim racing equipment for dedicated sim racers. Nothing but the best. If you'd like to check out Next Level Racing, go to their website, nextlevelracing.com. After tonight's broadcast, yellow flag looking to wrap up this time by bring you first Next Level promotional break of the night immediately. Be right back after this brief message. Green flag's underway for lap number 63. New Hampshire's got the racing once again, with Seth Well diving into turn number 1 with the race lead. Well's got himself the advantage as it stands. Number 9 machine has that race lead. Take a look at Nick Tarbuck right now on board with your number 4. He's got himself in the corner as it stands, making his way through. Minute hand movements, that's the name of the game. Precision is a must if you want to stay up in front. Seth Well, that's the same as well. You can see the 9 machine going through the second groove as it stands. Looks like not no competition up in front of him. It's all behind him as he comes through for lap number 65. Nick Tarbuck right, the single file aggression has not gotten higher ever since that stage break. Looks like right now those drivers have simmered down, waiting on the rest of this race to come into play. Kyle Cooper, though, gonna get really loose into the wall and a big smash. No caution, but that's gonna be a big incident nonetheless. Kyle Cooper Alan Rawell. It's a beating for both drivers. Let's find out just what happened for the number 73 machine, as he's right there battling with Brad Patton. Not a bad spot to be in, but it looks like things get worse from there, and he ends up in the wall and big. 73 on the high side, not able to handle it, it appears. Goes down to the apron, almost getting it there, almost in the grass, and overcorrects up into Alan Rawell. Both drivers with major damage, and it looks like we will not have a 100% finishing rate on the green flag. Hit for Alan Rawell, and he now finds himself on pit road, one lap down. 67 laps in out of 151. It's Kyle Cooper back on the way in 18th. Seth Noel leads the way 67 laps in, now finds himself ahead by 0.6 of a second. Rest of the field simply not in place to continue competing. Lauren Chapman rooting for the Wanted Goons tonight. Thank you for stopping by. Great to have you here. As it stands, Brad Patton right now going to be in 9th spot, and Trevor Trago not too far behind, going to be in 14th. Representing the Wanted Goons and McConey setup shop. A lot to think of for this number 1 machine and number 37. Got sponsors, got a team, and they've made some very successful runs as of recent. Brad Patton, always a fierce competitor up in the front of the field. Trevor Draco, always more favorable when it comes to taking time back with patience. That's the name of his game, and both drivers able to come home with the top 10 last week. Looking to do so once again as the number 1 anchors the ship. Finds himself now chasing Nicholas Ward for position number 8. And 69 laps in, nice run for all drivers. Of course, Brad Patton on your frame included in that sentence of nice ride. That's well, having the nicest ride of them all. No other driver able to keep that pace lap after lap. Nobody on his level right now. That time by was a 31.478, the fastest lap on the circuit. Exception of one notably quick driver, Brad Patton. He ran a 31.1 most recently, and the 70th lap sees the caution fly for Kyle Cooper. Caution, back out of the track. An instant replay on the matter. Kyle Cooper brings out the yellow. We thought he'd have brought it out before based on the incident with him and Alan Rawell. Incident here looks to be a bit different. Come by the backstretch without an issue this time, but as he goes through 3 and 4, as it's been all night long, a treacherous turn, looks to take another victim. Cooper overcorrects in the wall. That will bring out the yellow flag for the 6th time tonight. New Hampshire's seen its fair share of yellow flags here. Looks like yet another comes back on the track, pauses the green flag racing, brings us back to a hold in place of sorts, back under yellow. Kyle Cooper looks to be out of his car, might be the first retiree of the night. Yellow flag is waved by the front stretch. Seth Noel, once again, back in control. Number 9 machine. The way, Nick Tarbuck has been there in second just about all race long as well. Top 2 drivers have been incredibly consistent. Looks like it will continue to be that way. Nobody able to get up in front. Brad Patton definitely has pace, but track position has been major. Once again, acting to the detriment of most drivers. If you can't get by with the track position, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. That's why Seth Noel has not seen all too much competition. Guys like the number 4 of Nick Tarbuck not seen any trouble as well. Cody Smith able to keep himself in the podium on this run too. Stage 2, treating him much nicer. Climbed up quite a position. Up in front. Top 3 drivers, the 9, the 4, and the 18. Then, 4th, Tom Wetmore. 5th, Sam. Ross Cato's in 6th, and Nicholas Ward in 7th. Brad Patton 8th. Ryan Farrell 9th. Randy Fiash running very well for the number 19 campaign. Fiash is in 10th. 72 laps in out of 151, set to go back green at lap number 74. The halfway mark coming up very soon. Way into this race, the number 9 has led almost every lap of the event. It has been a fantastic night for the number 9, a rebound night. Lap down finish in Nashville. Now, looking to get his season back in order and go for his 3rd win of the campaign. Strong so far this year. Lock down yet another victory is especially important. championship chase. Bring you the Octane points as it stands. The drivers in gold are locked into the playoffs. The drivers in green with a victory would be locked in if they make the minimum amount of starts required for a playoff driver. Tom Wetmore with 3 wins while having the most winning campaign of the season is not locked in at the moment. The reason being, not made as many starts as required. Have to make championship. Game for Caitlin Haight, a first half contender with wins coming into this section of the campaign. Seth Well and Cody Smith and Sam Nito are all together locked in. Drivers in gold are in the best position. If you're green, you're in a good spot, and the bubble right now, not where you want to be. Contentious down there. Many drivers getting their power down and putting together their best runs of the season later in the campaign. So with that in mind, yellow flag going to be removed this time by. We'll go green to the end. Lap number 74. iRacing official pace car ready to let them get back to business. Halfway point of this race. We're just about a lap away from it. Checkered flag now half a ways away. It's been action-packed. It has been caution-packed. Now, Seth Noel and Nick Tarbuck are ready to duel out the rest of this race in fitting fashion. Will the rest of the field let them do that? We'll find out. The rest of the field have been the majority of this race tortured by a tricky turn 3. Say that one 10 times fast. I'll tell you this much. Get challenged. Get through. Time by. If these drivers are able to live up to the challenge of getting a green flag running, Magic Mile and Loudon have given them certainly a things to be worried about. Magic Mile brings back the green flag racing all the same. Restart number 6 under green, and Seth Well gets them right back going. And a great start for Seth Well. That time by. 9 Machines got himself up in front with Cody Smith in second. Nick Tarbuck there in third. They're side by side. Now it's going to be the Nick Tarbuck machine going right up high. Tarbuck's still there. Cody Smith is down low. Nito and Wetmore going to be side by side for a moment. Ross Cato tries to inch himself into this battle. Side by side with the number 1 machine of Brad Patton. Field is packed. Jacob Fife is down low on Alan Dobbs. It looks like Don Stevenson is with Guillermo Alvarez. Wherever you go on the track, you are sure to not be alone. That is for certain. 76 laps in and 76 laps to go. We've hit the halfway point in this race, and now Seth Well has to consider what it will take to for the rest of this race and then the finish. 76 laps in, he has been strong. Gotta have to double that distance if he wants to win, though. Cody Smith is now in second, looking as good as he's looked all race long. And the 18 machine driver who steals the number 9's thunder, you'll find out. Right now, looks like the number 97 is trying to steal a spot from Ross Cato. Cato gonna have to lose that spot for now. Number 97 gets a huge run on the high side. Nothing you can do there as Alan Dobbs finds himself almost in the grass, drifting through the turn. Does he save it? No! Yellow flag is out for what could have been a fantastic save. Alan Dobbs brings out yellow flag number 7. Oh, and what could have been for Alan Dobbs there, it would have been a fantastic save, but it looks like it just got away from him on the second portion of that spin. Nasty hit. Could have been to another driver. He kept it locked down. Take a look again as he gets punted in by Alvarez. Down on the apron, he looks to have it locked in. Then he gooses the throttle out of it. Oh, so close. That thing in contention. Take a 15-second further replay. Dobbs, from the onboard perspective, working that 0-5. Puts it down a gear, tries to put throttle in. That's exactly what messed him up. Just like that, Alan Dobbs finds himself in the 18th position, very close to making it work there, but now the 0-5 machine gets down to pit road for the 7th yellow flag of the night. Seth Well has led all the way through. Smith is in second, Nick Tarbuck is in third, and Sam Nito is in fourth. And 73 laps remain. Most drivers have stayed relatively close to their qualifying position. Top 2 drivers, except for the most recent laps, have been the same all throughout. Tarbuck has mostly been in second. Seth Well has mostly been in first. That goes to show how good these drivers up in front are. Nobody getting by them. Same time, take a look who's now just outside of the top 5. Brad Patton has one of the fastest laps in this race. Now there, looking to take up the order. Number 1 machine in the 6th spot as it stands, the highest he's been all race long, looking to take himself to the top 3 or even into victory lane tonight. There's now a bigger possibility than ever. Brad Patton come home with a win, the likes of which he has not seen all season long. Pit road occupied that time by 3 drivers. Ray Canales, the last of which, Randy Fiash went down pit road, and so did Alan Dobbs. 72 laps to go. Few drivers took that time. Many drivers with set of tire that were seen 44 laps ago. Seth Noel, one of those drivers. Cody Smith on a newer set that's 23 laps old. And Brad Patton on a 19-lap-old stint. Jacob Fife leading those in the 10th position. Those on an 8-lap stint of Goodyear rubbers. Strategy is a mix all throughout the track. 1 lap of pacing to go after this one. We'll go back to green. 70 laps remaining. Hampshire has given us action-packed racing all night long, but most drivers have not been able to manage this strategy all too well with all those yellow flags we've seen so far. The racing, it's a challenge to manage strategy when drivers continue to wreck. That is a certainty, of course. Now, looks to be that much more important that laps are winding down and yellow flags are still as frequent as ever. Number 9 machine knows that he's going to have to keep this strategy in check as the race goes on. Messing up, detrimental. Any slip up with such high stakes here in this series alone, well, they're going to be an awful lot. Locked into the playoffs as it stands, but an extra win would not hurt in boosting his odds of getting through with extra playoff points. Now, number 9 machine knows has to keep up in front, keep that nose clear. Big trouble for every driver so far has been the second part of that sentence. Racing, New Hampshire has not mixed so far. Now, with 70 laps to go, final countdown in mind to see if these drivers clean up their act as the 7th restart of the day gets into effect. Flag gonna fall this time by pace cars in and the 9 machines out on the way. We're back under green here in New Hampshire. With 70 laps left, Seth Well finds himself up in the front of the field, taking a good look out ahead once more. He's got Cody Smith in second and Nick Tarbuck in third. And now inside the top 5, once again, he's got Tom Wetmore right ahead of him. Brad Patton getting with Ross Cato, and now side by side, multiple rows deep, you see Cato with Ryan Farrell, Nicholas Ward with Jacob Fife. Fife going to be up high at the moment, and it's going to be Nicholas Ward getting the better of him right down low. Low line reigning supreme as Trevor Trago tries to take it deep. Looks like he's got a shot to go all the way here as a 37 lunges it in, looking for not one spot, but a few more. He'll get loose, and it looks like he'll have to wait. Another opportunity, not going to come that time by. Finds himself 3 wide there with Alan Dobbs and Don Stevenson, but on the losing end as both drivers get right by him after he finds himself in that conundrum. Bobby Ross right now going to be just behind the main pack. Looks like he's going to be working with Trevor Trago here. Corey Canales, his teammate in Guillermo Alvarez, side by side with Nicholas Ward. 68 laps to go this time by, and it looks like the leaders are split up, but Nicholas Ward gets right into the wall, and the 8th caution comes out on a freak incident with the number 97 losing control. Bobby Ross is destroyed. His hood is still bouncing around. Nicholas Ward goes for a flick on the exit of turn 2. Taking a look at what just happened there. Fiercely battling on the high side. 67 laps to go. Nicholas Ward gets caught up on the high side of turn number 2. He overcorrects it fiercely. Rips into the number 44. Almost gets Trevor Trago. Multiple cars involved. Looks like most drivers avoid it, but those that were involved, blindsided, especially Bobby Ross there. Take a look on board. Destroyed front end. Have to work with that for the remainder of this race. If he continues to go on at this point, Kyle Cooper is one retiree. Might just second and a third. Now Bobby Ross is still on the track. Rowell is 1 lap down, and Nicholas Ward is 1 lap down as well. Damage on the hood that might not be recoverable. Front end damage, major as always. Now with 67 laps remaining, making it 66. Field gets whittled down that much more. Bobby Ross coming down to pit road. He's got Trevor Trago there. Corey Canales is as well. Ryan Farrell, John Steele going to stay out. Looks like now many drivers coming in after that incident, trying to get a little more tank, maybe a set of tire might go. That's what it's about here. Drivers choosing to make some more strategy calls after another incident. And up and down, Ross Cato up in the front of the field. He finds himself in 6th. He's had a very solid race, facing back podiums. Looks like tonight there's a chance for him to go forward once again off the top 3. And up there as high as the 2nd place so far. No driver if the top spot on raw pace just yet. Possible, of course, but not all too probable to see Ross Cato chase down that win. As it stands, it looks like driver the number 12 machine fighting for a top 3 spot. Whether or not he'll be able to take it from here on out up there remains to be seen. Have to gain 3 spots in 65 laps. Got Brad Patton, Sam Nito, and Tom Wetmore standing in his way of a podium. Now, come around once again. A chance. Number 9 machine, of course, gets back to his ways. Of course, another opportunity for Cody Smith to go back at it once more. He does have fresher tires, 21 laps worth of fresher tire. That is a major deficit for number 9 to be working off of. Haven't seen it look like that in all race long. Number 9, left well, unbelievably quick all race long. He's been an older tire, not at all come down for any extra sets. Just looks like he found himself in the right place, right time, all the time this race. Nobody's been able to take that away from him. Pace car going to be on its way once again. It will be Seth Well, the way person of Coach. Then going to be Tom Wetmore and Sam Nito on the 2nd row. Right behind them, Ross Cato and Jacob Fife, row number up. Down the field. It has been tricky all race long. The challenge of New Hampshire. First time and the only time this season. Drivers. It looks like some it's already gone away. Laps down. Kyle Cooper, Nicholas Ward, 4 down, and Bobby Ross 2 down. Still go. As it stands, like the number 9 machine of Seth Well. Get back going once again. 8th restart. Do what he's done already 7 times before. Take a lead. And a flag and a fly once again with only 63 laps remaining. Seth Well leads them once more. Well takes him in. He's got himself a great advantage over Tom Wetmore in the 2nd spot, and then Brad Patton in 3rd. Up and down the alley. They're going to come down the front stretch and then the back. It looks like the 9 machine still has that race fully in control, but Cody Smith is going to go up to the wall. Big hit from number 18. No yellow flag. He keeps straight, but he loses every spot he has and goes all the way down to the 12th position. Now being chased down by Ryan Farrell. Rode the wall just to keep himself straight. He's still in a bit of trouble here as he works his way up to the high side. Now going to have to reclaim all those positions. Go from the back of the field up into the front. 62 laps remaining, and number 9 machine well just lost yet another competitor up in the front of the field. Now Tom Wetmore going to find himself there in a 2nd. 3rd's going to be Brad Patton as Guillermo Alvarez is in trouble this time by. Loses time but no spin. Now his other Red Bull teammate and Jorge Canales takes the spot right from him. Number 83 falls back just a bit more. Fighting side by side with John Steele as Steele locks it up and saves it. Another driver in a bit of trouble here. track has gotten much more slick as the race has gone on. The sun beat down, the drivers putting down the power. It all led to a much harder surface to get straight on. Just like that, number 9, Sethwell, leads with no competition up ahead. Now, number 9 machine has it by 4/10 of a second. Looking on back to the field, we got a side-by-side battle in Don Stevenson and Trevor Trago. Trago going to try to work it off the edge of the corner, and that he does. 60 laps to go. Yellow flag number 9 for Alan Dobbs, and it looks like the 05 gets it down to the grass. Yellow flag going to fly once again. Let's take a look at why that's the case. As the 05 of Dobbs right there goes down the front stretch. No worry just yet. Like coming at a turn number 2, he finds himself in an awful lot of trouble. Coming through, the number 05 machine, loose off corner, flips it around, and it looks like for the most part able to lock it down. Nothing. Stop the yellow flag from flying there. That is twisted as a spin according to iRacing. Caution going to fly as a precaution nonetheless. Alan Dobbs brings out your most recent caution of the night. Just like that, caution number 9. Bring us back to the yellow flag with 59 laps remaining. Sethwell has led laps, of course, not all 93, led 93rd lap. He has been dominant, has led almost every lap of this race. Jacob Fife is in second, Brad Patton in third, Ross Cato in fourth. Top 5 drivers, you now Nick Tarbuck once again with them. Fantastic club up in the front. Looks like they will in that way simply as long as they can keep it on 4 tires. Losing grip has been a big deal all race long. A lot of drivers facing that. To go around, it's almost impossible to save it. As it stands, looks like the drivers up in front have simply avoided pushing as hard as possibly can be done. Looks like now patience is the big thing. Aggression might be all the way out the window. Like that. New way to run this track. Jacob Fife finds himself in second. 22 lap old set. He absolutely on a much different set of tire compared to most drivers in the field. Sethwell, right in front of him, is on a 30 lap older stint. That is a huge challenge to deal with as a driver. Almost unsustainable for most, but for the number 9, he has made it look once again. Coming through. Sethwell with 57 laps to go, your race leader under yellow. Rest of the field, still right there with Brad Patton's in third, Ross Cato's in fourth, Nick Tarbuck is in fifth. Top 5 drivers see Tarbuck now going to be in the 5th spot. Trevor Trago's in 6th, and Don Stevenson is in 7th. Ryan Farrell's in 8th, and Guillermo Alvarez is in 9th with John Steele in position number 10. Very few drivers this race have been free in or an incident. Right now, 57 laps remaining. The challenge has really been a bit on the circuit, let alone going. Sethwell knows with so many drivers struggling, don't really need to pull out all the stops to keep yourself up front. Just gotta make sure you make it to the end of the race and go from there. Want to finish first? You first gotta finish. That's the mindset tonight in New Hampshire. All the yellow flags that we have seen, the definite more of a challenge than almost any other night in the schedule. Almost hitting the double digits in yellow flags. Things truly get going. 6 laps to go. 96 laps in of 151. Race coming out of the final leg. We'll see Sethwell leading Jacob Fife. Fife for the first time is inside the podium all race long with a brand new set of tire compared to his competitors. 20 laps of rubber compared to the 60 that Sethwell is running on and the 35 that Brad Patton is running on just there as well. These drivers are absolutely all on different strategies, but they're all running at relatively similar paces. Next gens and tire wear have been often criticized and critiqued here in iRacing. Many drivers feel it isn't too much wear. Like now, despite age of the tire, despite the youth of the tire, every driver facing some sort of trouble. Spins have been common, Now, we'll see whether or not a new driver up in front brings out one at the top of the order. Green flag's out, restart number 9, Seth Well leads them once again. And Seth gets that jump once more. Great start for the number 36 machine as well. Jacob Fife stays with them, and a big wiggle for Noel, but nothing's going to come of it. Brad Patton now going to be ahead of a battle between Tarbuck and Trevor Trago. Trago going to be there on the high side with Nick Tarbuck right down low. They'll be double file with 55 laps remaining. The time running out. Trago's now finding himself inside the battle for the top 5, trying to keep up with his teammate. Just a car length or two ahead. The 1 and the number 37 teammates, and they're trying to make it happen up in the front of the field. Nick Tarbuck, the only thing standing in their way from being entirely connected. Come down the backstretch once again. It's still side by side, and now Brad Patton working on that number 12 of Ross Cato, trying to make it happen to get inside the top 3. Without much hesitation, he puts it in there, not able to make the pass as soon as he gets there. Jacob Fife, 2/10 of a second away, finds himself in striking distance compared to number 9 machine. Former adversaries say Cody Smith, Nick Tarbuck, none of which have been able to stay with the number 9 all race longer, all run long. In right now from the number 36, Fife has an opportunity to go through, maybe past the current race leader, perhaps take the win. Coming out of the corner number 4 once again. Lap 152 laps remaining. It is Seth Well up in front. Jacob Fife in position number 2. Going to be Brad Patton now in 3rd, fighting side by side. Ross Cato and Nick Tarbuck 4th and 5th. Trevor Trago is in 6th, and Tom Wetmore is in 7th. Don Stevenson now in position number 8, with Ryan Farrell in 9th, and Alan Dobbs in position number 10, with Sam Nito in 11th. They're side by side as it stands. Alvarez going to be right there, and it looks like his teammate not too far behind. The triple digits underway. This is all these drivers have been waiting for, making it over 100 laps to get to the final stretch. Now we see side by side racing once more. Up high, another driver goes. That's Ross Cato. Cato keeps straight, gets it back going down the stretch, able to put the power in. So right now, chasing against Tom Wetmore. Now, side by side as well, going to be the Trevor Trago machine, this time with Don Stevenson, working his way off the corner. The 37 and the 47 just about dead even. This is the battle for position number 7. Adu going to be right there in the 6th spot. Trago is going to be in 7th. Stevenson is just barely in the 8th position. Very close these drivers are to one another. One driver wiggles, that's Ryan Farrell, and Ryan's going to get real loose that time by with 50 laps remaining. 50 laps to go, time's running out all throughout the field. Stands at Ryan Farrell 9th, Alan Dobbs in 10th, Sam Nito in 11th, and then Guillermo Alvarez in 12th. Cody Smith now occupies the 13th spot for Next Level Racing, and with only 49 laps remaining, we'll bring you your second Next Level Racing promotional break of the night. As always, Next Level Racing, high-quality sim racing performance products for dedicated sim racers who want nothing but the best. If you want to visit the best place to get your sim racing equipment, be sure to go to nextlevelracing.com after tonight's broadcast is over. Over 100 laps here on FTN at New Hampshire, the final 48 coming to you this time by. We'll be right back after this brief message, courtesy of nextlevelracing.com. Now, 47 laps remain. We return for our next level promotional break with Alan Dobbs in trouble. Once again, Dobbs going to find himself on the wall with the suspension damage, and it is major. He's going to see himself down a pit road. Just like that, the night might be over. Limping around the track, Alan Dobbs in trouble, and the 05 trying to find a way to keep on going here. it is going to be very, very challenging. We'll take it back 40 seconds to find out just what happened live on FTN. You'll see the play here with a wide frame. Side by side with Sam Nito. He runs up the track just a bit. Nothing major at this point, but come down the backstretch. He's in the wall in big. Nito's right there with him. Door banging consistently. Looks like it's Alan Dobbs who takes the biggest hit of them both. That's what causes him to lose that right front wheel. Damage is major. I'm not quite sure if he'll be able to get back out on the track. Looks like now he'll have to come down to pit road, limp it in, tire wobbling. That looks to be the night for the 05 machine. Leaders coming around this time by Seth Well and Jacob Fife. And Jacob Fife has not let go of this number 9. Take a look on board. Got half the life on his tire compared to the leader, and it is paying off in dividends. Number 9 machine up in front, but Jacob Fife still there. Quarter panel, side by side, they almost get. Jacob Fife is as close as anyone's been all night long. Even though we've seen dominance throughout this race, isn't always meant to be. It ain't over till it's over, and with 44 laps to go, this battle is just getting it up. 9 yellow flags have not given Jacob Fife the opportunity to shine with the best possible scenario for him. Now that he has it, putting it to good use. Getting through 1 and 2 much better than well that time by. He does it once again. Gets a good run to keep the success lap after lap and chasing down that number 9. Scores a bit of a different story. They go through with a very similar line. Jacob Fife backs up on entry, a bit more through the middle of the corner. Now looks to have it on exit just a bit too wide, and that's going to cost Fife a lot of time. Now the gap going to expand about a tenth or two. 6 stays with them. Have to lunge in it a bit deep, try to compensate for what just happened. Jacob Fife was as close as he could get there, almost side by side with the number 9 machine. Achievement in itself, but certainly not done fighting. Brad Patton trying to enter himself into this battle too. He's going to be in the 3rd spot. 42 laps to go, occupying position number 3. Fife in 2nd, and Seth Well in 1st. 3 spots separated by only about 1 second, and 41 laps remain until it's all said and done. Look to be an open and shut case all throughout. As it stands now, it is absolutely not that. 41 laps to go in round 17 from New Hampshire here in the Integrity Octane Series is coming down to the wire. 2 drivers head and shoulders ahead of the field. The rest of the field, while still trying to chase them down, does have a shot to get back in this mix. Looks like Jacob Fife made up all that time to be originally lost. Right now, back once again a tenth of a second behind the number 9 machine. Not all hope lost. What just happened? There to the number 9. Now Seth Well finds himself in the lead by about a quarter of a second. Coming up on lap traffic for the first time on pace tonight. That is Alan Rowell suffering damage on the front end. Challenge for him to keep going ever since. Still on track in 16th. John Steele's in 15th and Randy Fish. All 3 of which far from the front of the field right now. Other drivers are separated by only 7 seconds, going back to Jorge Canales, who is in the 13th spot. Cody Smith now working down the inside on Guillermo Alvarez, looking to regain a spot or 2 for his own. Alan Dobbs, most recent retiree, 7 laps down, already with 39 laps to go. Well, finds himself out in front with Jacob Fife still there on him. And take a look at the battle for 3rd. Like now, Tom Wentworth entering the frame, and he just got by for 3rd. Now, Brad Patton gonna have to think of what the next move could be. Goes down to the inside line, just a bit lower than Wetmore. Can't really make much happen without a solid exit off the corner. That off-corner run is the biggest key to making a pass here in New Hampshire. Right now, Patton not able to excel off the corner and get much done. 51 machine of Tom Wetmore. Once again, right there in 3rd. 38 laps to go. They're battling for a podium spot, and they're getting closer to the battle for the lead. Reason is, Wetmore has the newest tires inside the top 5 by a wide margin. 21 laps of age. It was a brand new stint and a brand new set when this run got on its way. It is now paying off in dividends. He finds himself just a half second behind the race leader. Still chasing down Jacob Fife. Nobody able to get by Seth Well. Fife has not let him go, at least to this point. And coming around this time by, Seth Well leads him once again, making it 36 laps remaining. He puts down a 31.77 compared to Jacob Fife's 31.52 and Tom Wetmore's 31.51. All in the 31 range, but it looks like Fife and Wetmore are much quicker. Now the 36 putting a bit to the wall of the number 9 machine. It's going to be well in the wall, and he's tapping that back bumper once, almost twice. It's getting dicey up in front, and now Seth's going to have to think, what is the next step? He's not had to defend all too aggressively all night long. And if you look off the rear view camera, see that is changing. Number 9 getting very close to losing his leading position. Now with some pressure from Tom Wetmore too, both of these drivers much quicker when it comes to their tire life. It is going to come back to bite Seth Well, perhaps for the second week in a row. Jacob Fife looking to become a 2-time winner this season, not been able to do so. One win in the Octane Series, now looking to go for another. Right behind, 0.2 of a second, 34 laps remaining, and he has pressure as well. Tom Wetmore, already with 3 wins on the season, finds himself there in 3rd, and able to sneak through, get by Jacob Fife to get to Seth Well for his own. And with all the 3 drivers putting pressure on each other, it goes to show they're not going to crack under pressure. They're just going to keep on pushing no matter what. Even with the high stakes in this scenario, win or lose, it's going to matter at the end of the season. It comes to the playoff points and everything involved. Tom Wetmore still needs to make the minimum starts requirement to lock himself in to the playoffs. Jacob Fife looking to get that second win to make sure he firmly in some multiple more winners. Seth Well looking to lock in his 3rd win and keep himself up in front by a wide margin in terms of playoff points. The more, the better. All 3 drivers racing for different reason, and they are all after the end of 119 laps, right with each other. Time still running out. And 9 machine of Seth Well out in front, and he's got competition, so how's about we take a lap on board with the number 9 machine as we take a look at the rear view camera. Jacob Fife now taking it down low. The battle for lead is on, and it's side by side. Jacob Fife got a door bang Seth Well. There are 2 drivers drifting. Well is drifting hard into the number 51. Your leader goes around, and the yellow flag is out. Seth Well, door bang by Jacob Fife, and the caution flies for the 10th time. And the number 9 is Seth Well involved with that incident. Let's take an instant replay and find out just what happened. And Fife goes down, then runs right up the track, bangs the number 9 out the way. Then it looks like Noel hits Tom Wetmore, and they both get involved in that wreck. But the 9 gets the absolute worst of it, losing all his track position, finding himself in the back of the field. Just like that, the caution will fly. Now, 31 laps remaining. How about that for the man who's led over 100 laps today? Now going to be on the back foot for the rest of this race, and he'll have to come down a pit road back of the line. Jacob Fife leads him down and into pit road this time by with only 30 laps remaining. Rest of the field coming through, save for Nick Tarbuck. No, he'll be there as well. And now as every driver comes in, it's going to be a risk or normalcy. 4 tires, 2 tires, what will these drivers do? Tarbuck has the position on pit road that's the best to be, but Jacob Fife will still win off pit road that time by number 36 machine out in front by a wide margin. Tom Wetmore, Brad Patton, Nick Tarbuck, Sam Nito, Cato, Guillermo Alvarez, Don Stevenson, Trevor Trago, then Corey Canales rounds out those on the top 10 this pit run. Seth Well still on pit road, and it looks like his night gone from fantastic, bit troubling, now going to be on pit road much longer than any other driver that's currently on the lead lap. That might be the night. Number 9 machine, after such a dominant performance, winning the stage, beating oh so long, getting knocked out of the way might be what ends them. Now, big time trouble for the driver, that number 9. Just like that, Seth Well gonna have a bit of a problem to keep on going. He will have to get out of the pit road and quick. And the odds of that happening are very, very slim. He'll find himself just out of frame. To be back on the way, thankfully. Gonna be there in 16th. Charging up through the field will be one hell of a challenge. He'll have to be the man up to it if he wants to get that race. Jacob Fife currently finds himself as the race leader, number 36 machine, ahead of Tom Wetmore, Brad Patton, Starbuck, and Sam. Top 5 drivers will be routed out by your defending winner. Looks like now, victory lane could be given a chance to go with another new driver on the season. Fife has a win, so does Tom Wetmore. Nick Tarbuck, Sam Needle, both have been all so competitive all season long. Ross Cato is in 6th, and right now he has a chance to go for his first win. They organize, get double file. Now we might see a chance for another driver to come through and fight for the checkered flag. Maybe we haven't seen them all race long. Maybe they've been right behind our former leader in Seth Well. Now, only 28 laps remaining. Everything has flipped on its head. Has what it takes to take it home until lap 151 falls. Anything could still happen. Jacob Fife gonna find himself in that number 36 machine, the prime position. Getting by Seth Well with that contact. Whether or not there's anything that comes from that, got the best spot to be in. Now drivers know aggression is way to go up in front and knocking guys out of their place in the way it's been all throughout in the back of the field. So now the front of the field is as aggressive as it can get as well. Restart number 10. Jacob Fife leads the way with only 27 laps to go. Fife gets by on corner exit, has that race lead as they rush down the backstretch. Well already up another 13th here, making moves immediately as he tries to get by the remainder of the field. He is still right with the pack. Number 9 going to try to work on now Ryan Farrell. Jacob Fife has himself the lead. Huge hit, big wreck. Don Stevenson and Ryan Farrell. Yellow flag is out for a motor that blows with 26 laps to go. And that's a huge hit for the man in that number 47. Don Stevenson in the wall. Let's find out just what happened, taking a wide-angle shot and seeing what caused this wreck. The 47 going to be right up high, bit lunging down low, and it looks like an overcorrection, shades of the one we saw Alan Dobbs. Looks like that is indeed the case. Flipping right up to the high side of the wall, the 84 caught up as well, and going to catch Ryan Farrell. Seth Well gets put up to the top 10, just barely avoiding that wreck. Number 9 machine barely able to get by himself in winning contention, getting multiple spots by avoiding that wreck. How about it? Take a look at this. And it looks like this part right in front of him. That's going to give Seth Well a chance to be up inside top 10 for the first time, of course, ever since he lost the lead. Now going to be scored officially in 11th. A much better place to be than 16th. 25 laps remaining. Fife is the race leader here. Now the number 36 machine. Fewer laps to find out whether it has what it takes to hold on against Tom Wetmore. Drivers are on even footing. Same age on the tire. That should be their final stop of the night. Now every driver knows what they have inside their cars. The way it stays all night long. If it isn't, we're going to have to see much more racing in terms of an overtime. Looks like now, strategy flows. Those drivers know where they're going to be on checkered flag falls in terms of tire wear, in terms of their mileage. But now, Jacob Fife, to worry about it a bit more. Got up there, used fewer tires than his contemporaries. Now they're all even. It looks like number 36 machine have to try something new. Make it all work. Ray Bruton in chat room for the wanted Dunes. Well, Brad Patton holding the torch for that team in 3rd right now. And Trevor Trago, not too far behind, is in 8th, going top 10 run for the organization. 20 remain here. round 17 from New Hampshire. Wanted Dunes doing very well up in front of the field. Jacob Fife, though, knows he's going to have to hold off Brad Patton, who's very quick, Tom Wetmore as well. Then, Nick Tarbuck was in second place for the first 50 laps of the race. Right there, inside top 5. Eye out for every driver inside that grouping. 23 laps to go this time by. They will come back green. 20 laps left. Come through. This time by, it's going to be Jacob Fife, your race leader. Tom Wetmore, second. Brad Patton there in position number 3. Top 5 getting rounded out by Tarbuck, Sam Nito, and Guillermo Alvarez, 7th. Got Trevor Trago in 8th, Smith in 9th, and Ryan Farrell inside the top 10. 14 drivers on the lead lap as it stands, with 16 still racing. Jacob Fife up in front, and we come down to 22 laps to go. As always on FTN, we'll bring you the presentation. Best cameras on iRacing, track cams for Gormans, providing high-quality iRacing experiences with best camera products on the service for 100 tracks and cars. Custom options. Be sure to check out their website in the description below, trackcams22.com, as we crank it up with the 11th restart of night. Brought to you by trackcams22.com. Let's crank it up as the green flag flies with only 22 laps remaining. And the yellow flag flies with 20 laps to go. The reason being, Sam Nito back to the wall, and it looks like the caution will fly, ending crank it up prematurely. Number 2 machine. A lot of time, just like that. Let's take a look at what just happened as the Verizon number 2, in his quest to go back-to-back for victory, finds himself inside the wall. The instant replay will show you through turn 3, Nito almost saves it and then gets tapped there, but the number 83 up in the wall, and the caution will fly. 19 laps to go, and Sam Nito with some front end damage. Tough to come back from that as the 2 gets it off the wall immediately. Finds himself now 14, last of those on the lead. Jacob Fife, number 36, up front. Second place there in Tom Wetmore, and third is Nick Tarbuck. Number 4 is Brad Patton with Ross Cato in 5th, and then Coach 6th. 7th spot is now occupied by Guillermo Alvarez, and Ryan Farrell is Jeff Wells is able to jump up from 16th on the board to 9th, has a chance to get into the top 5 here, fully but surely making way up top of the board once again. And now might just be a chance to get through and make it happen. Underdog top 5 shot strategy. Thing that failed him last week, got involved with an incident this time by, and now, chance for him to come through after that incident, make another recovery, the points game pretty high. Fife, though, needs another victory. Tom Wetmore wants another victory. Nick Tarbuck looking to claim one as well and looking to take it this time by as soon as the checkered flag falls. Won one race this season, victory at Iowa, but due to a penalty given to Seth Well, a number 4 machine came home as a winner. So with that in mind, Tarbuck still chasing down a victory. As the checkered flag falls, tonight could be the night to get that one done. Number 4 machine, the opportunity is absolutely right in front of him. Only cars sit between him and the race victory as it stands. His goal, 2 positions, make it happen immediately. As the number 36 of Jacob Fife lays down low on the inside line of back straightaway, he knows he's in the prime position to come home with the victory. On defending, Wetmore has not had many long run shots so far. Gets one. That's his best opportunity to make it by Jacob Fife, given how challenging it has been to pass cleanly here. New Hampshire come down once again. It's Wetmore second, Nick Tarbuck in third, Brad Patton fourth, all of which chasing the number 36 in Jacob Fife. Fife has the lead. Come down now with only a total of 16 laps to go. No go green. 15. It will be a sprint to the finish. Number 36 himself up ahead, just 15 miles. Challenge now is whether or not he will be able to make it happen off of the aggression that could come right behind. You could see drivers pushing to the limit, plunging in a corner, trying to bait the number 36 mistake. And if that happens, Jacob Fife will have to find a way to recover immediately. Many drivers tonight have seen themselves go into turns a bit too hot, try to make some time up, and then they find themselves at the wall, backed up, all their track position. It is a go big, go home mentality when it comes to aggression tonight. Only 15 laps to go. You gotta give it all you got if you want this victory. Here and now. Restart number 11 on the day. Jacob Fife leads them out, and the green flag's back on its way with 15 laps remaining. Jacob Fife has him out in front. 36 machine maintains the lead. Tom Wetmore going to be in second with Nick Tarbuck there in third. And Brad Patton's going to be in fourth with Cody Smith now in fifth. It's Cato going to be in the sixth spot and Ryan Farrell in seventh with Guillermo Alvarez now side by side as Seth Well takes them 3 wide. The 9 machine looking for spots and looking for him aggressively. He tries to hunt down 2 and 1 there but does not make a gain. He finds himself now mired in the mid pack as they're door banging right in front. Have to let go, come back a bit later as the number 9 resets his shot. He sees a wreck, big one. Ryan Farrell around to the yellow flag falls with Guillermo Alvarez making contact as well. Caution, back down in the circuit. And another replay to show you the 12th caution of the night. Just like that, they were 3 wide, going half a lap before. Alvarez right there with Seth Well. Ryan Farrell, Alvarez drives it deep. Door bangs it once. Looks like they made contact again coming off of corner number 2. Alvarez backs it up. Then Ryan Farrell gets loose and sent in deep. 93 goes around. Guillermo Alvarez does too. 2 drivers taken out of the top 10 immediately. 13 laps to go. Detrimental to their races. It's going to take a lot to recover the spots they had. They were 7th and 8th respectively, and it's going to be Ryan Farrell destroying himself as soon as we come back to frame. Race over for him, most definitely, as the 93 exits the circuit. 13 laps to go. Jacob Fife, your race leader. Tom Wetmore in second. Nick Tarbuck is in the third. It's Brad Patton in fourth. Ross Cato in fifth. And finally, Cody Smith in the number 18 machine, position number 6. And Cody Smith, Next Level Racing, once again the proud partner of the Integrity Racing League, bringing the action right to you. If you'd like to learn more about Next Level Racing, high quality sim racing performance products for dedicated sim racers who want nothing but the best, 2009. Be sure to visit their website at nextlevelracing.com after the broadcast is over. A lot of new things going on there. The best for your wallet, the best quality for your rig. Visit nextlevelracing.com after this brief promotional break, courtesy of friends at Next Level Racing. As we come back with a total of 11 laps to go on the circuit, the Next Level Racing promotional breaks for the day have concluded. Their driver, the number 18, Cody Smith, finds himself in 6th. 11 laps left, not a lot of time. Much can still happen on the racetrack. Action still sure to occur. Number 36 of Jacob Fife, there in the lead. It's going to be Tom Wetmore. Second, third, Hill, Mick Tarbuck, 36 machine, has him up front, right there, looking for a chance to win. 11 coming to 10 laps to go this time by. Round 17 from New Hampshire. A lot of action for the Magic Mile. Maybe come through once again. Another driver make a chance for the race win. Number 36 has had it all raced long ever since Seth Well let it go. Of course, those two most dominant all night long, and Well now in 7th has gained a good his track position, trying to put it back together and make it happen. Once again, the 9 machine scores a top 5 for the podium. Single digits left on the green flag lap counter. The opportunity, while not major, is still there. 10 laps to go. Coming to 9, this time by, could be the number 36 machine, could be the 51. We'll see how feisty they get up in front. Single digits come down in Loudon. Race comes to a close. iRacing official pace car lets them get back to work once again. This is a restart number 12, and the green flag will fly one more time, led by Jacob Fife. Green is out with 10 coming to 9 laps to go, and the 36 and the 51 are nearly dead even. And Fife finds himself right up in front of the field. He's got Tom Wetmore still with him, and Nick Tarbuck there in 3rd. Side by side, you see Brad Pratton's going to be right now with the number 4, and Ross Cato is there with Cody Smith. Cody Smith finds himself now in 5th with the 18 machine right up top. Door banging with Brad Patton, though Patton stays just inside the podium, and it looks like he'll try to keep himself in the mix, but he gets loose once again. Patton now in a bit of trouble trying to hang on to what he's got. So close to making something happen. Number 1 machine almost loses the entirety of his run, just like that. 8 laps to go. Wetmore gets loose once again. He gets really loose once more indeed. And the 51 almost loses the 2nd spot to Nick Tarbuck. All the drivers in front of the field losing to Jacob Fife as the clean air is giving him a major advantage. Seth Well now driving side by side with Brad Patton. He's going to get Patton up to the wall here, and he's going to take 5th place with force. Now it's going to be the 9 machine on a bit of a revenge tour. From 16th place on the board 20 laps ago, he now finds himself inside the top 5, gaining more on the top 3. Now it's going to be the 9 machine with very few in front, looking for that podium. It would be an electric finish if he gets up there, but it's going to take a lot more effort as Cody Smith and Nick Tarbuck battle amongst themselves. Wetmore's going to be in 2nd this time by, coming off corner. He's right there, about a quarter of a second away, is Jacob Fife from the number 51. Extends that gap just a bit more. The number 36 machine continues to make that gap stretch, and now it looks like nearly a second's worth of a gap as the 36 come through once again. Now single file up in front, going back to Trevor Trago there in 10th. Wanagoon's machines are 9th and 10th respectively. Now working on Guillermo Alvarez, the right ahead of them. Like the 83, not able to do all too much just yet. Gonna have to defend for all he's got if he wants that 8th spot. We'll see. Worth it all too much to him as they remain mired in the mid-pack. Fife leading the way 5 laps to go. Looking to get it done for his second win of the season. Sees the caution fly. And now we're going to the overtime. Brad Patton on the record. And the race ain't over yet. And Brad Patton goes around that time by instant replay. Shows you Alvarez working with Brad Patton there. Number 1 machine and the number 80. Both working with one another. One machine tries to dive it a bit deeper there. That he does. And checks himself up a bit loose through 1 and loses it entirely through 2. Just like that, Brad Patton, one single car spin, changes the entirety of this race and all into the overtime category tonight. It's going to be Integrity Racing League's overtime procedure. We've got 3 attempts to get it done. Now, race will be extended past the 151 lap marker. 4 laps to go. It's going to become 3 and stay at 3. Time continues to pass by. Change for just a moment. Flicking back and forth between 3 and 2 laps to go. Good end this race now at an estimated 155 lap mark. Now with a bit more time on the board, Jacob Fife can have to go the distance further. 27 laps on this stint, so tire wear not much of a concern. And with that in mind, fuel a concern as well. The big worry right now for any driver, notably Jacob Fife, how aggressive these guys will get. Now we're past the point of no return. If we get to the white flag, the race is official no matter what. Race will end. Any driver takes the checkered flag. So Jacob Fife, if he loses out on the final turn, no way to get a caution to reset it and give him another shot. That is the way it is. Loses it in turn 1 of the final lap. That's the way it is. White flag's out. Nothing more you can do about it in that situation. Number 36 machine knows that he's got to go as soon as he can. This restart is the most important. Just like that. Number 36 machine takes much higher. Now has to hold on for a few extra laps to come home as a race winner. 152 laps is now the estimate. Could extend a few more times. Drivers come down to pit road. Alan Rawell, now in the lead lap, finds himself back on the way with a new set of tire. 13th, Bobby Ross 3 laps down is in 14th. Now, 17 laps on his stint. He'll need a few other overtime attempts for an opportunity to come home inside the top 10. Now, 15 drivers still racing. Looks like the 84 machine Jorge Canales is down on pit road and an extended repair, but he's still on the track with an opportunity to come back the field. 36 machine Jacob Fife, Tom Wetmore in second, Nick Tarbuck in third. 3 drivers, 1 win, and it could be a driver outside the podium who gets it done in the case of a wreck. The virtual stands are packed here in New Hampshire, and all eyes are on whether or not the 36 Kelly Camaro come home with the race victory. Caution lights are on one more time, and it looks like the pace car will be on for a shorter stint. 1 lap to green this time by. The final estimate will be 153 laps of racing. Jacob Fife down low and Tom Wetmore up high. It's going to be Integrity Racing League's overtime procedure, which means green, white, checkers 3 times over. 3 attempts. Have a yellow flag in the 2 to go points, and the race will be extended. Caution will be official, and the race will go further than that point. We get the white flag at any point during this overtime procedure, be it on this attempt, the hypothetical next, hypothetical one after that, the race will be official, and that lap, the white flag lap, will be the last checkers or wreckers. Even if the yellow flag falls during the white flag lap, the race ends, and scoring loops will determine who comes home as your race winner. Jacob Fife, first at the moment, looking to get it done to take home the race win here from Loudon. The pace car is in, we're here for overtime, and the green-white checkers underway with 2 laps to go in Loudon. Aaron Wetmore going to go way up the track that time by, gives Jacob Fife much better opportunity to stay up in the lead. Now side by side they are for Machine in the 51, side by side for second, with now Cody Smith working his way right down low. They're coming down with only 2 turns left. The odds they get a yellow are now even slimmer. Coming out of corner number 4, drivers are bobbling up and down, but it looks like Jacob Fife will lead them down with 1 lap to go, and the white flag is out. The race will be official. They're smoking up the tires. Seth Well up the track with Cody Smith. Takes the spot by force, now finds himself in fourth as they wreck on back. Ross Cato loses time, so does Brad Patton. It's well up into fourth, Tom Wetmore in third, and Nick Tarbuck in second. But making the right move on strategy early in the going gives Jacob Fife a win after 1 overtime attempt. The 36 gets it done and wins for the Magic Mile. New Hampshire's his. Jacob Fife wins for the 2nd time this season. Fife gets it done, half a second lead, bringing it home over Tarbuck, Wetmore, and Seth Well. And a huge win for the 36. Now going to be Seth Well coming right up to him here on the back bumper, shoving him up the track. Going to go from there as Jacob Fife gets it done in the number 36. And the race win is his here in Loudon, his 2nd win of the season. Comes home a race victor after a hard-fought battle with Seth Well. Maybe some tempers flaring there as the number 9 machine got rubbed up the circuit for the win. Just like that, 36 comes home on top yet again. Jacob Fife wins for Nick Tarbuck in second with Tom Wetmore in third. Seth Well, your pole sitter, able to recover for the 4th place finish. It's Trevor Trago, position number 5 with Ross Cato 6th and Randy Fiash in 7th. John Steele comes home 8th, and it's going to be Brad Patton 9th with Guillermo Alvarez in position number 10. From there on out, it's going to be 11th, occupied by Cody Smith and Sam Nito in 12th. And your retirees going from there. Alan Rawo going to be 13th with Bobby Ross 14th. Marty Farrell not in this race, but it's Ryan Farrell 15 laps down in 15th. Corey Canales going to be in 16th, and Don Stevenson is in 17th with Alan Dobbs 18th. Nicholas 19th. Kyle Cooper 84 laps down, rounds out the field in 20th. Jacob Fife coming around to burn down the house, looking to celebrate this victory in front of a packed crowd here in New Hampshire. And Fife putting on a smoke show here in New Hampshire, celebrating that victory and now going in reverse, back on the way again. And it looks like he parks it on the front stretch to burn it down even more. And celebrating his 2nd win of the season, Jacob Fife gets it done, and it looks like now his burnout has concluded as he track. Looks like now it's time to get our interviews underway. The number 36 comes home a winner once again, 2nd time this season. He takes the checkered flag here in New Hampshire. The Magic Mile is his, and it is Jacob Fife, 2nd time this season, a race winner. This time he had to fight for it, that is for certain, and the number 36 did all he could to come home a race winner of the Magic Mile. Jacob Fife, 2nd win of the season. How do you feel after 151 laps in Loudon?
Good and bad. I mean, I didn't want to make that contact with Seth there. That was unfortunate. I had better tires, and he was going to run out of fuel, so I wasn't trying to do it to begin with, but I sure as heck didn't need to either. So I take the win. I got to take everyone I can get. They're hard to come by, but definitely didn't want to hit Seth there to get around him.
Certainly a challenging way to get through that battle. Of course, contact late in the going. It was very fierce racing up front, but it seemed like for the most part, very challenging to pass in the front of the field. How challenging was it for you? Was there a thing with the air? Because it seems like the leader had a major advantage all throughout the race.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, everybody's kind of running the same speed unless there's some level of like tire advantage or, whatever. It's just really hard to pass. You can run different lanes here, which is great, but they all kind of end up in the same place. So unless somebody makes a mistake or something, it's just extremely hard to pass and manage or maintain a momentum and stuff like that. So, like I said, we had fresher tires than Seth, and even with that, it took I would get to him, run right on his tail for about 5 or 6 laps, make a mistake or whatever, and then when I got beside him, usually whoever's in the bottom lane can kind of complete the pass, but it's just you have to be really careful on the brakes as well. And if you overstep it, it locks up pretty easily, and that's what happened going into one there and then or three, whichever one it was, and then yeah, it's just unfortunately he spun.
Besides that, we saw much more battling up ahead. Of course, the overtime finish there must have been a bit nerve wracking. It seems like everyone pouncing for position very late. How was it for you from the leading perspective? Just a 2 lap dash.
Yeah, I mean that's you always worry about that. It's stressful, but kind of like we just talked about with since it is so hard to pass, as long as you have a good restart, somebody's going to in a 2 lap period like that, somebody's going to pretty much have to run over you in order to beat you. So as long as you don't make any major mistakes, um, it isn't that bad. But you do, I mean, you have to execute, and you do have to kind of trust the people around you. So once we got the restart going, we got into one clear, then I felt okay.
And it looks like you're able to make it happen. Turn one from there on out. Smooth sailing to get this victory. Next up on the schedule, the Extreme Mountains 200, Pocono Raceway. What's it going to take to win there? Going from a moderately small track to one of the biggest ovals on our schedule.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of the same stuff carries over. Whether that's a good thing or not, I don't know. We didn't, as a collective group, we didn't do too well tonight as far as green racing is concerned. But yeah, I mean, just really kind of watch your tires, yeah, manage momentum with the 3 different corners there. Uh, you can have the potential to set people up, but I think most of them are going to have to make a mistake to try to pass. Kind of seems somewhat similar to what you saw on Sunday in real life. Just really hard to pass once you get close enough to somebody. So yeah, just try to get up front and stay there as best we can.
There we have it, looking to stay up front and keeping the momentum rolling. Jacob Fife wins his second race of the season. Number 36 gets it done for the Magic Mile. Any final thoughts after this victory?
Yeah, definitely. Thank you there, David, for doing our broadcast. We certainly appreciate it. You do a great job. Thank you for the guys and gals who come out each week and do and race with us. Hopefully, we can see a few more as the season progresses. And then, yeah, just thank all the admins who help bring this along and run the Octane series. And hopefully, we'll have a good rest of our year.
There we have it. Second victory of the season here in New Hampshire for Jacob Fife, getting it done. Round 17 of the season. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, man. Have a good night.
Just like that, it's Jacob Fife on his way. The 36 gets it done in first. Nick Tarbuck, once again oh so close, finds himself in the runner-up spot tonight in the number 4 machine. Looks like you were able to keep it very consistent. Second place all throughout. Runner-up spot here in Magic Mile. How was it racing tonight?
Oh man, it was interesting. Came into the night, not much practice. Was running really bad in practice, and somehow pulled out a pretty decent qualifying effort. But throughout the race, had to adjust my driving style a lot because I was not very in tune with how to drive this track with the setup. So I had to adjust the brake bias, driving style, everything. A little bit of strategy here and there to try and do something, but ended up kind of just in the same spot either way. But yeah, I mean, I can't complain with the second place finish. It's not a win, but hey, it's a lot better than anything worse.
Able to take home a solid finish nonetheless, and that's the big thing that matters here, keeping the points game strong after a very, very chaotic race here. A lot of yellow flags, even an overtime finish. How was it managing that, trying to keep yourself away from trouble?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it first half was maybe trying to gauge what lap we need to pit on to be good on fuel, but it's hard to gauge fuel because you're wrecking every 2 laps anyway. But yeah, I mean the wrecks were kind of annoying, especially at the end because we had a pretty decent pace, maybe a second half of the race. So I was enjoying the long run. I even stayed out on old tires and was still catching, I think, the top 4. So it was looking pretty good there. I would not have minded to stay on that till the end. But yeah, the chaotic cautions happened and we had to take some tires. But luckily, everything chaotic happened behind me, which is good. Because that would have added another layer of complexity to this race that I'm not sure I was ready for. So luckily, all the chaos happened behind me. We just had to deal with it up front and adjust tire and fuel strategy for it.
And it looks like able to adjust quite nicely to keep that podium position all the way. Next up, Extreme Mountains 200, Pocono Raceway, coming right up on the schedule. Going to be back to the big tracks here in the Northeast. What's it going to take to keep the success going?
Oh, man, I love the big tracks. I love going fast. So I think it's going to be, I don't know. It's going to be chaotic probably. Hopefully we get a lot more people to show up, maybe around 30 cars again. It'd be nice to get a full field of Pocono. It's a big track, so it might be kind of lonely out there with the amount of cars we had tonight. But I'm thinking Pocono is pretty good. I'm usually pretty strong there. I think I might have won last season there. I'm not positive, but it's a good track. I enjoy it. It's unique, and we go fast. So what more can you ask for?
Able to keep that consistency. What more can you ask for? As Nick Tarbuck gets it done with a podium finish tonight. Any final thoughts? Anyone else you'd like to thank after this one?
Yeah, I want to thank you guys for broadcasting. Thank the admins for putting on a good race. Thanks everybody who watched, family, friends. And yeah, hope you all tune in next week and enjoy the week.
There we have it. An enjoyable finish for the number 4 machine coming home solidly in second from New Hampshire. Thank you for your time.
Thanks, man.
After that, we got Nick Tarbuck, second place, and from there on out, the final man on the podium, number 51 machine of Tom Wetmore. Wetmore taking home the 3rd place spot here tonight. Looks like the number 51 machine was on rails all throughout, just maybe a bit too little time with an overtime finish, crunching it up at the end.
Yeah, the number 51 Tube Tech Chevy was incredibly hooked up tonight once we got some stuff figured out, and when we had that long green flag run, we had the right tires on her, and we were just waiting for the right thing to happen. Unfortunately, the wrong thing happened in front of us and put us under some cautions in the back half of the race there. So disappointing not to bring home a trophy, but excited to be on the podium talking to you, Dave.
Absolutely able to keep the speed up all race long. Seems he had the speed to battle for lead, especially in the second half of the race. Is there anything that sort of flipped this switch? Because like the 51 came alive after that point.
Yeah, I mean, as always when we enter these races, I know that we have Robin Steele attorneys at law protecting us when we get into some bad situations, and so it lets us send the car and get track position early without knowing they have our backs. But at the end of the day, a lot of it's learning, and I'm learning a new rig here with some Moza Racing and some equipment from our sponsors, Next Level Racing here, and trying to get this new equipment under me is causing a bit of a learning curve, but despite that, it came down to some late race restarts with Jacob Fife there, and at the end of the day, when you control these races at the end of the race, it's so tough to pass. Once they jump 2 or 3 car lengths, you got to reel those back in, and when it's cautions back to back, you don't really get a chance to get back in that rhythm and reel them back down. So at the end of the day, Fife brings home the trophy, and I got to look on from pit road.
And keeping that podium finish momentum, we've got another great race coming up. Pocono Raceway, the Extreme Mountains 200. We're especially excited to go to another big track in the Northeast. 80 laps of racing next Tuesday night. Is there anything you're thinking of coming into that one? Much different track, hopefully the same result?
Yeah, absolutely. Really excited for Pocono. Tricky Triangle is one of my favorite tracks just because, hey, it's tricky. And if it's challenging for me, it's challenging for everybody else, which means a lot of opportunity for mistakes, a lot of opportunities to pass the car in front of you. So clean, consistent race, some good strategy, and a lot of drafting. Keeping your nose clean will be what it takes to win at the Tricky Triangle.
And looking to get back in the podium with a different style of racing coming up very soon. New Hampshire still suiting the number 51 as Tom Wetmore comes home in third. Anyone else you'd like to thank or any final thoughts after this race?
Yeah, got to thank my mom staying up late as always. It's dang near 11 o'clock out here in the Eastern Standard Time, and I know she's up watching, seeing if I was going to bring home a trophy for her tonight, but fortunately just 2 spots short. So appreciate the time as always, David.
There we have it. Tom Wetmore comes home third in the Tube Tech number 51 Chevrolet podium finish once again here in New Hampshire. Thank you once again. Wetmore going to be back on his way. Number 51 machine rounds out the podium ceremony tonight. Tom Wetmore third, Nick Tarbuck second, Jacob Fife gets it done for his second win of the season. The 36 machine takes home the checkered flag once again. Fantastic racing from New Hampshire night, and Magic Mile never disappoints. We'll be back to live tomorrow night with a 4-0 Cup Series for the St. Louis 162.5. Another exciting event, sure to give us very similar action. Thank you all for watching live on FTN tonight. It has been a great run here in the Integrity Octane Series, and this race did not disappoint. As always, I've been your host for tonight's broadcast, David Kreutz. We hope to see you whenever we're live once again on FTN, and we thank you dearly for your support from our studios to your homes. Thank you for watching this presentation of the Integrity Octane Series. Hope you have a great night.